So, what are we talking about today? What do you have in your hand?
Well, first question answered is we're talking about Star Trek.
Star Trek.
And I have a tribble.
A tribble.
A registered official tribble.
Does he have a name?
Oh, this is Donald.
It's Donald the Tribble. He's kind of got a comb over on that one side there.
No, he's got a comb over.
Yeah, he's got a comb over, all right.
He's got a straight up comb over.
So, Star Trek today. So, all the great things about Star Trek that have happened in the last few years.
And coming up.
Stuff coming, all right?
Yeah.
So, hey, join us today as we talk about
Star Trek.
Right after this.
Welcome to Whiskey Pop. I'm Zane.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are talking all things Star Trek.
It's like, believe it or not, for the first time on Whiskey Pop, we're not talking about Star Wars.
Believe it or not. What does that actually mean? Does it mean that we talk too much about Star Wars?
Probably.
Yeah, we probably do.
But hey, you know what? Got to give love to the Trekkies. There's a lot of great Star Trek stuff out there, and if we don't talk about it, I mean, what kind of geeks would we be?
Well, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to Star Trek.
You are a Trekkie, right?
Yeah, I am a Trekkie.
So you're a Trekkie, and I'm a Wars guy. I mean,
yeah.
But
sure.
every Wars guy's gotta love Star Trek. I mean, there's some cool stuff.
Yeah,
in
if you're
Star
honest,
Trek.
if you're honest, you have to say there's something that you can't just be one or the other.
Yeah.
Surely not.
So let me ask you this: who is your favorite captain?
Oh, it's Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. See, I've always been more toward the Picard.
Yeah, I can understand that. I grew up watching reruns of the 1960s
We both did.
episodes. Yeah,
we both did.
So yeah,
That
was it. My fondest memories is of my dad recording on a Betamax while having a migraine, throwing up in a trash can, and hitting the pause button between commercials. So he had them all.
Really?
Yeah, all recorded, all the episodes.
So DVD must have really pissed him off.
Yeah, well, that came way later.
So before we can get started with Trek,
Yes.
we probably should get started with some whiskey.
That sounds good. And what do we have today?
I don't know. What are we drinking today?
Today,
Oh, Michters.
now is that Michter's or is it Michter's?
That's Michters.
So Michter's, do you know any of the history of Michter's?
No, I don't. Actually, don't. I mean, I know I historically like to drink it.
Yeah, it's a small batch, but this one in particular, I was wanting to see if this was the extra aged or whatever.
This is the one that's harder to find in the liquor stores. So this is the one that people are always trying to get their hands on. It is the small batch.
So this is a single barrel. This is what
label.
this is because it's the single barrel.
It's the single barrel. Everybody's always after this one, and the liquor store in our area recently had a whole slew of it come in. So I bought some, and then it's been sitting around. I have not seen it in the store for months since. So it's hard to find.
So I mean,
It's
do we
not
really?
rare.
Do we open this bottle anyway?
It's Whiskey Pop.
All
Of
right,
course
let's do
we
it.
open this bottle.
Let's open this bottle.
We have some troubles with some tribbles, right? I know, right?
Oh, forget this. All right.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the bouquet is quite nice.
It is actually. It really is nice. So this is American whiskey, right? So what that means is they didn't blend this with other barrels since it's a single barrel.
Yes.
So it is by itselfy.
It's selfie.
It's a by itselfy.
Hey, this is a world of selfies.
So they have multiple different types of whiskey at Michters, but this is the one that's the hardest to get your hands on. Outside of those like 12 years and the ones that the really special ones.
Those are the quite more pricey bottles.
Oh yeah, quite more pricey. All right, let's try this thing.
All right, good. Super smooth.
Really smooth. There's a little bit of bite right on the front though, just a tiny bit, nothing really crazy. Not that it's a bad thing, it's really smooth.
It's really smooth, yeah.
You can taste some of those butterscotch notes. They're really light, though. I think, honestly, almost every note in here is pretty light. It's complicated in the sense that there's a lot going on, but there's not a lot.
I think this is an enjoyable sipping whiskey. It's probably something that you want to sit down and really think about while you're drinking it.
You know, what's interesting, though, I mean, this one really is hard to get your hands on, and honestly, I'm not sure why. I mean, it's not a bad whiskey.
It's not
an amazing whiskey.
It's not over the top and amazing.
It's just a good whiskey. Do you like Michters? Have you had Michters? I mean, if you think we're wrong, hey, convince us why this is so rare and why it should be rare to find.
Yeah, but no, it's good.
But it's a good whiskey. It's not a bad whiskey. Usually runs about $40-$45. It's not really super expensive.
Yeah.
So go for it.
You don't have to be bougie to drink Michters.
And then that's two non-bougie whiskeys we've had in a row.
That's right. But I do have to say that straight up, that this is possibly the enemy of all whiskey because they are known for basically eating wheat.
Are they really?
Yes. The whole point and how they were devastating in the original series was that they ate the specially modified wheat that was being produced. And so, no wheat, no whiskey.
You know, interesting about that, if you haven't kept up with Star Trek in the last few years, clearly you know that Star Trek and CBS have done a lot of new shows. So
yes, absolutely.
We've had the new Picard series.
Which I haven't seen, even though I am a Trekkie fan.
Cannot believe that, because the Picard series is incredible. Discovery.
Which was good.
And then they did a whole bunch of Star Trek shorts that kind of tied into Discovery.
Yes.
And one of those shorts actually took on the Tribble.
The Tribble.
And you learn,
fan favorite Tribble.
You know, you learn that Tribbles are genetically modified themselves. And the reason why there's so much trouble is because of an accidental modification.
The Trouble.
So, hey, you know what? You need to go out there and check those out. Those shorts are just as fun and cool as, I think, some of the original Star Trek stuff.
I think there's a Klingon close by.
Yeah. He's having way too much fun with his Tribble.
Yeah, absolutely. But fast forward, we're talking, we've got some new Star Trek that has come out recently.
So we got the Discovery series, right? That's really right. What kicked things off,
yes.
Which takes place pre-Enterprise.
Well, it's an Enterprise.
So Enterprise is in that area.
Yes.
Right. So we get this new ship, and this new ship has capabilities that we've never even seen in Star Trek before.
Right.
And they do a great job explaining why.
Yeah. Well,
and we don't want to spoil it because it is an amazing series, and I would hate for somebody to spoil something. It's still rather young.
This one's
it's only a couple years old.
Yes.
And I don't want to assume that everybody's jumped on the CBS Access and watched it.
But as far as Star Trek fandom is concerned, what did this do for us?
You know, unlike most series where they just kind of pee on what history came before it, these guys really grabbed onto it and hugged it, and they did some really cool things with characters, like even Harry Mudd's in it. Yep. I don't think that's a spoiler.
No, that's not a spoiler at all.
And they kind of expand that character a little bit, and then the Mirrorverse.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! And they create a way to make all these things happen without stepping on what's come before it.
We get to see. Is that a spoiler?
It kind of is, but you have to talk about it. So
Christopher Pike,
right?
Oh my God!
And Spock, right?
And Spock. It is so great. Spoiler alert! But it is so great and exciting that I could have cared less about everything else that was going on. I had this to hold on to, and it's good on its own. The character, and
it's so good though because the fans loved Pike's storyline so much that we're getting a new series coming out probably sometime next year. Strange New Worlds, which is around the Enterprise, Captain Pike, and Spock.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, there is so much that you could do, especially if it's episodal instead of just being like one big long series.
I agree. If they make it, there's a storyline, we move on to the storyline, move on to the storyline.
That's the formula we need. That's the formula from New Generation. That's the formula from
I don't want an ongoing big giant story arc. Just give me some good stories with some fun characters. And I think that's what they're talking about. So, but on top of that, we had Picard.
Right.
So we see Picard come back. Without spoiling it, Picard's been in retirement for the last 15 so years, and he gets pulled back out of retirement to be Captain Picard again, but not for the Enterprise. So, but it gives you a new story to tell with Picard, and honestly, Patrick Stewart, as usual, Sir Patrick Stewart,
knocks it out of the park.
Does an incredible job,
I figured he would.
And it ends in a way you're not expecting, and they make it to where they can continue again. So We've got a new season of that coming.
Yeah.
We got a new season of Discovery, season 3 coming. We have this new Strange New Worlds thing coming.
Right.
There's so much Trek happening right now. We're like, we got to talk about Star Trek.
Yeah, and not to mention we have the anime that's
Lower Decks.
Lower
that just
Decks.
started.
It's another goofy way to just kind of gel up more of that universe.
Yeah, I would say it's like Rick and Morty meets Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe, what was not Camp Lazlo, what was the old Cartoon Network reality TV cartoon series they did?
I don't know.
It kind of feels like that, but it's funny. We watched the first episode actually the other day.
Yeah, it was funny. It was humorous. It was, and that,
Will it last? I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you
it
love?
probably won't last.
Have you
but,
seen Lower
know.
Decks yet? Do you love it? I mean, tell us what you think. Or hey, how about Discovery? Or how about Picard? What do you think about the Strange New Worlds coming up? There's so many cool things happening. So like, hey, get down in those comments and talk about it, because we want to talk about it with you, because there's some really cool Trekkie stuff going on.
The question is the streaming services, is it getting rid of, are we going to have another Trek movie?
You know, there's been some rumor mill stuff going on that's a possibility.
Is it going to be straight to stream? Is it going to be something else that's picked up and turned into a series?
I could see Discovery, depending on how it does this next season, without spoiling, they're definitely now out of the water of as far as the old stuff, so they can pretty much do their own
They
thing.
don't have to be locked into that, yes.
So depending on, I think, how that success goes, I think we could maybe see a Discovery movie. I want to see a new Star Trek movie with Chris Pine and all those guys. At least one more.
Of course.
And I know
really
Tarantino was talking there for a while that Tarantino was going to direct like the next Star Trek movie.
Right.
That would just blows my mind, but I think that's been shot down now.
No. It was shot down. Yeah, for sure.
It came really close, though.
I think it was like one of those things that was in the process, and then I think it was like he only said he was going to make one more movie.
Yeah.
And didn't want to leave it on that one.
He didn't want to do. He has too many that he wants to do, and it's like whatever. Just make movies and shut up. But regardless of that, so last week we talked about Star Wars, right?
Yes, we did.
And so this week we're talking about Star Trek.
Right.
And last week, Captain Kirk got his ass handed to him by Luke Skywalker.
Hey, look. Just because he has supernatural powers.
You know what? You don't mess with the Force users.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
That's true.
Captain Kirk only has one ability. It's to overact. So
Stop it. Yeah, beam up this overactor here. We're tired of that crap.
So I was thinking we need to have another battle royale. Maybe we'll give Star Trek one more chance to reclaim something.
Okay, so who are we gonna do?
Who do you want? You tell me who you would like to see. Star Trek, you're the Trekkie. Tell me.
I would like to live long and prosper.
Oh, Spock, huh?
Yeah, Spock has to do it.
Okay.
And we need somebody that's
Who would be Spock's
robust.
equal? It's hard to be equal to Spock, right? He's super smart, has no emotions.
He's strong, all these things.
Yeah, he can do the whole mind meld thing.
No, that's actually the
Vulcan
that's the
Vulcan
pinch.
nerve
He
pinch.
is a Star Wars fan.
Sorry.
Your thought to my thought. Oh, yes. This is called invading your space.
It's so dirty.
That was a Vulcan mind meld. I say we do Han Solo.
Oh, Han Solo versus Spock?
I do too.
I'm totally in on that. Let's do that. So, hey, let's go to that right now.
Today on Battle Royale, Space Smuggler Han Solo versus, holy crap, it's freaking Spock! Let's battle!
It is illogical that they send a space cowboy reject to battle someone such as myself.
I didn't know I was going to have to fight one of the elves from the Lord of the Rings.
Fascinating as that is, you have been and always will be my bitch.
Aww. With ears and a chili bow haircut like that, I suspect your mother was a Gundar.
I believe if I were human, my response would be, go to hell.
I got a bad feeling I'm about to straighten out those eyebrows on your face.
Fascinating, but highly illogical if you think you could beat someone like me.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Talk me to death? Let's battle.
Are you going yet?
I'm going. Are you getting tired?
Hardly even possible. But since you're putting up such a good fight, I'll make this quick. And as with tradition, Estores Vospa, which means live long and prosper.
Next time you pointy-eared chili bowl haircut freak.
No reason to get emotional about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Are you better now?
I feel vindicated.
Spock finally pulled it out and saved Star Trek's butt.
Yeah, of course he did.
As usual.
As usual.
He did it in Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, he made him. Yeah, it was
He
a
even did it in the
spoiler.
new Star Trek movie.
He did, and let's just face it. It might as well have been called Spock Trek.
Spock Trek.
Yeah.
I don't think that's illogical. So,
Illogical.
but honestly, regardless of that, please like,
Subscribe.
share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit that what?
The bell notification button, so that wherever it happens to be on the screen,
And it doesn't matter if you hit the notification button if you don't what?
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
So please, come on, guys, subscribe. I mean, all 15 of you, right now.
Yeah, right now, squanch to our channel.
Squanch.
Yeah,
So,
you're not squanching around.
It's squanch.
No.
So anyway, it doesn't matter if you're a Trekkie
Or a Star Wars fan.
it doesn't matter if you love Picard or
It's got to be James D. Kirk.
you always have a place here at Whiskey Pop. So hey, you know what, guys? Join us again next week as we may talk about, I don't know, some other maybe sci-fi kind of show.
It might be sci-fi.
It might be Firefly, you never know.
Jane, this one's for you.
That's right. So hey, you know what? Cheers, guys. Continue to be geeky. We'll see you next week.
We do a lot of this. Oh. Huh.
Really going low on batteries.
Who could that be? Go ahead.
That must have been a wrong number.